For this video, we are going to be using this. It's Olden's Latex. Now keep in mind, this is completely new for me. I have never made a mold out of latex or silicone or whatever rubber. This is going to be absolutely new, so we're going to learn as we go. It's much cheaper, and also it's much simpler to use. Normally in silicone, you have to mix part A and part B. And for this, I just brush it on in layers and it should work. Now keep in mind that I have never done any mold making. This is completely new. So as you can see, it comes in a bucket. I actually thought the bucket was bigger. I bought this on Amazon and I believe it was like $60 something. So I was actually hoping it would be a little bit bigger. But that's what we're going to be using. It's Olden's Latex HX80LA, and it's got less ammonia than the other formula. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You're going to need some plastic cups like this because I guess we're going to be pouring on the latex into here, and we're going to use one for water so we can put our brush in there so we don't ruin the brush. We also have polyester resin. And the reason we have this along with this, which is a hardener, basically what you do with this, you mix it, and this is to make the mother mold. But this is a process that we're going to do later. And I have fiberglass, you mix that, you kind of soak it in it, and then it becomes a hard shell. That way you can make multiple copies of your sculpture. Again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So this is all a learning process. Also, I got this. It's silicone spray. It's a mold release agent. I don't think I'll be using it for the water-based clay stuff that I'm using. Heat stable silicone release agent. But when I do anything with plasticine, I'm going to use it. In this bag, nope, it's not cocaine. What it is a fiberglass cloth, and we're going to use that to make our mother mold. So in case you're getting confused, you make the latex attached to the rubber, and it's very like flimsy, and then you need to create some sort of hard shell. And the hard shell, the term is mother mold. I didn't know what that was until I had to research this. And this is what the fiberglass is. It's just a bunch of like little strands and stuff. It's kind of coming apart here. Don't know much about it. We're not going to use this just yet. This is for making the mother mold. So I'm going to put this away for now. So this is our sculpture. It's of an alligator that I've been working on. And you can see like I put quite a bit of detail. I think the last thing I'm going to do right now is just write my name on it. I've actually never signed sculptures because I don't really think I'm that important. But since I'm doing like a copy, and I hope that this will end up pretty well. By the way, I'm going to score these, the base and bevel it. But hopefully this is going to turn out well. But I meant to do this more as a study than anything else for the current sculpture that I'm working on, which is a alligator fighting a python. And I got my little signature there. It's very faint, but I don't want it to be too distracting. So this is what latex looks like, I guess. I was expecting it to be a little bit more clear. It looks like paint. Well, anyway, let's add our first coat. here is our first coat. It's kind of scary, honestly, and it doesn't look too great. So, hopefully I didn't miss any spots here. But now the thing that you do with latex is that you add multiple coats. So I'm going to add maybe 10 more coats of this, but you have to let this dry and then add. It might take 24 hours to dry from what I've heard. So let's wait until tomorrow and then we're going to add another coat. So one of the things I did is I let it stay overnight, and now it is kind of dry, and I'm assuming that this is probably the better way, or this is when I should put another coat. The only thing that worries me is that when you look in here, for example, there are some puddles where it's a little bit thicker. And since it's only been like 8 hours or so from the first coat, I think I'm going to let it just dry a little bit more, maybe a couple more hours. All right, now I got the second coat on. I think the idea is that you have to let this harden, and when you touch it, it shouldn't stick to your finger. So my finger is dry, and like if I touch it now, it's going to be coming out on your finger. I think the idea behind the latex is that when you touch the dry parts, you touch, for example, over here on the board where it's dry, I can touch it and it doesn't come out on my finger. That's when you know it's ready for another coat. Right now, when it looks milky, it's completely wet, and you have to let it dry, I guess, overnight, 24 hours. So this is the second.